Welcome back to a very basic space program. You find us floating around Mars with Mel 1. I think it's probably time we land it, or at least try. Please join me. So, last episode we got Mel 1 and Mel 2 into orbit, and it's probably time that we landed them. Now, we have 21 days until our Jupiter departure window, so we need to be keeping that in mind. But this shouldn't be a problem, actually. Timing should not be a problem at all. So let's have a look. What do I actually want to do? I think we want to bring it down. Let's have a look. Where are we? Want to go? Here we are. We want to pull our periaps down first of all. So we're gonna go to put a maneuver in here, and we're going to. Nope, we're actually past it, aren't we? Ooh. Do I want to go around a full day? I am concerned about the thruster weight on that stage. Looking at it. But we'll give it a go. It might not be enough, actually. I'm not sure I'm happy with that. Where's Mel 2? Let's do maybe Mel 2, because Mel 2 might be in a better... Yeah, Mel 2 is actually in a better position. It's going to be coming around very soon, isn't it? Let's jump over and try Mel 2. It's ready to do stuff. Let's do Mel 2 first. Right, here we are with Mel 2 then. And where's Mars gone? We've lost Mars again. Where is Mars? It's round here somewhere. I don't know where it is. It's obviously hiding from us. Big, large planet thing. Ah, well. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look. And I think I want to put a maneuver here. And I think I want to change the inclination a little bit. So let's have a look. I would like to get quite a high inclination. I wonder if we can just do is there a thing? We've not really looked at this maneuver planner. Where can I do change inclination? Where are we? Change inclination here. What have we got? Ascending, descending after a fixed time. When's that going to be? 3 days. I don't know what that is in seconds. That's going to be too annoying. So change inclination. Ascending or descending. Let's make it 90. Where's that? We can put it at whichever's cheapest, isn't it? Create node. Well, that's going to be in ages. I don't really want to do that. And it's going to be 160. That's not a lot. Let's imagine we're going to do this. We're going to go the other way. I'm going to go a bit that way. And then I want to pull back a bit because I want to keep myself in trim, as it were. I want to keep it within that range a bit. We can just do that and just keep doing that. There we go. That's better. That will do. There we go. That's an okay maneuver. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to I'm going to put it in timey-wimey warp, and I'm going to execute the node. And we should be looking at getting a nice thing. Now the good thing is because we're doing this at our apoapsis, we can actually just burn retrograde, prograde, retrograde once we've finished it. Once we've got the inclination where we want it. We're just trying to be a bit more artistic with it. So let's have a look. How's it doing? It's going to get around there. It's going to then warp to it. Is it going to warp to it? It's just going to start burning. It's 22-second burn. Not a problem. Where actually is... Oh, there it is. There's Mars, I'm guessing. That must be it. It's in the distance. We are about, 14 days orbital period? So about 7 days away. This is closer than Mel 1, actually. It's a closer craft. So it will get back a lot sooner. We can actually check, can't we? We've still got 17 days. So this thing's going to get itself to Mars, and we can put it in tight orbit, and then we can deal with it. So there we go. That's now probably sending us into a collision course with Mars. We just need to be aware of that. And then it will pop itself out of collision course when it actually comes in close. So we could do this, couldn't we? There we go. Zoom in on Mars, and you'll see it's actually currently there. We are. That's perfect. 240. Wonderful. Perfect. Loving it. Right. Next step is to circularize. So we're actually going to get this to do it. Circularize, where are we? At the periaps. Create node. It's a bit of a long burner, but we can do that. And that's going to put us hopefully in a 240 by 240. And we're still going to have a load of delta V left. So we could potentially use that for slowing down into the atmosphere as well. I'm a little concerned about the mass this has got. That is a little concerning. So that's the decoupler where? That's the decoupler for that. So then this, it says, does not have enough. That's not great, is it? I suppose we've got parachutes as well, though. I'm sure this is the same like thing that we had in the past. We've got one engine, multiple engines. I can't remember. We've got these little engines here. Didn't we use those in the past? Is this not an adaptation? Oh, I hope it isn't a problem. We're about 500 meters per second. We need to lay it down quickly. It's got 220 on it. I believe they throttle. I don't know. Right, let's just execute that node. Get it going. Get it happening. Of course, doing this turn so far out is going to throw off our periaps completely, because of course we've not got non-consistent thrusting right there. We're actually off center of mass, and that's one of the little things that Kerbal likes to throw about a little bit. Now, it should come back up when this next burn happens, but sometimes when you're traveling, it gets a bit thrown out, doesn't it? There we go. Orientate nicely. Sort of ready. I think it's going to do it now, is it? Is it going to send us to Mars? Is it going to get us to Mars? Is it on? There we go. So we're going to warp towards it now. Now, one of the reasons we're actually going to bring ourselves in, and then, oh, that's the moon's going around there crazy. One of the reasons we're going to bring ourselves close in is because we could go straight for a descent right now, but we've got a lot of fuel to use, and I want to pick our landing site, and I am tempted to go polar, or at least attempt to go polar. I think I'll probably miss the pole, but it'd be nice to land on the pole, I think. It would also be useful because we will always get signal from these lot. These are always going to be above it. This one's going to be below it, so we could go south pole, actually. What's south pole look like? South pole, can't really say much about, but the north pole, is that the one we looked at? The one we came over? It is, isn't it? So this is the one that looks interesting. Now, while we're doing this burn, because this burn is a 5-minute burn, I'm gonna speed it up a bit. We'll have a look at the craft, make sure it's doing it. Oh, look at that! Isn't that stunning? Isn't that stunning there? Yeah, so this is going to be a long burn, so I will probably cut away and come back to you just as it's finishing. We have paused it a little early. We've not used up all of our thing because, of course, yeah, not instant thrusting. So you can see we are actually going to come down to a low altitude there. Where are we? Let's have a look at where we are at the moment. We're currently here on the circuit. So what I might do is come over here and drop this down into the atmosphere around there, and then we'll hopefully end around there. So let's come, I really want to bring it sort of in a sensible way. So we're going to bring it around to here. We're going to warp to there. And then we're going to put ourselves in retrograde. And then we're just going to bring it down a bit. We don't need to go too deep in the atmosphere, I don't think, at that point, because we want to travel. But I think Mars has got very thin atmosphere, so we're going to pull ourselves down a little bit. A little bit of that. So we're going to turn on our engines, give ourselves a bit of a... There we go. And take it down to, I don't know, 40. There we go. That's maybe a bit more. Maybe a bit more would be good. Bit more. A bit more. There we go. That's lowish, isn't it? That should get drag. Right. We have about 600 meters per second on that now. We'll wait until we hit the atmosphere, and then we will go for it. So, let's land this thing. Right, we're coming up to about 200 kilometers up. We're obviously descending, but slowly. We're having the craft rotate itself around. Oh, it's some interesting stuff we're looking at here, actually, isn't it? What I am going to bring up is, I want to bring up the landing guidance. I want to have predictions. I'm not going to get it to land it, because it's not going to happen. But I like to see the predictions. So you can see currently we're not going to land. Exit atmosphere in about 35 minutes. It's got 0 drag, interestingly. That is interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look. We've got the parachutes there, which is that all of them? It is. We're going to arm the parachutes. Yeah, we'll arm the parachutes, can we? Oh, they're not armable. Arm them. And yeah, there we go. We're going to decouple that, I think. Yeah. We're going to jump back to this. There we are. We've now got control of this. That's good. Insufficient control. That's interesting. So, oh, because we probably need to turn on the avionics. That would probably be a big thing for us, wouldn't it? Activate the avionics. There we go. Have we got control now? What's the avionics allow us control of? It allows us control of 0.8 tons. The vessel is currently 1. Oh, the avionics are light. Okay, this is problematic. That's why we have to decouple before we can fire our engines. Okay, Right, let's see how this thing goes. We should be entering atmosphere any second. There we go. So it should start to stabilize itself, hopefully. Right, let's see how this turns. Is it going to turn into the airflow, or is it going to turn away from it? This could be a bit of a problem. Let's have a look. I think it's moving. Yeah, the center of mass is obviously up here, so it's going to pull it down into the center. That's good. That's positive. Our apoapsis is starting to drop. That's good. That's a positive. We've got a lot of extra apoapsis I didn't really want, but we can deal with that. Right. We're just waiting for this to get basically our speed down, then we can dump it, and then we can just fire those engines up, basically. It's what we're looking for. Right. Still going to exit the atmosphere. Okay. That's interesting, because it's saying our periaps is still above, so we're not going to hit anything. Right, now we're landing. So we're looking at landing in 9 minutes. Okay. Right. I'm going to turn the speed down just a smidgen. 7 minutes. Yeah, that is going down quite quickly. We are killing velocities right now. Surface speed is still high. We're not doing too bad. I am concerned. We designed this after the last one, and I'm not sure we've got a lot of equipment on here that doesn't need to be on here. Like, we've got multiple of those, haven't we? Have we got anything else on here? Like, what science do we actually have on this thing? I have no idea. I've got no idea. Right. We are now slowing that. Yeah, right. So our apoapsis is now dropping as well. That's good. Still going. We've got how long till landing? 3 minutes. Okay, these engines don't burn for 3 minutes. They burn for 2. Well, actually, let's think. So we need about 1 minute 10. We're looking at 1 minute 10 being our cutoff for engine full use. All right. Okay. Let's see. I think we're going to be burning our engines full tilt. We are going along. We are getting rid of some of the stuff. Let's actually have a look. We are quite high up, aren't we? Right. Okay. My concern is jettisoning this. We might not help this at all, but we'll have a look. We'll have a think. Yeah. Well, the alternative is that we don't lose enough mass when we lose this, which is terrifying as well, because it means the other mission is a fail. Right, I think we're losing it. We're losing it. At 10 kilometers, I think we fire it. Yeah, I think we have to. Yeah, we are now. We're good. There we go. We're going to come on, and then get the gears down. Come on. Parachutes are up. Parachutes are up. Come on. Open. Oh, that's rough. Okay. I think that's okay. We're coming down at 12. We could put a little bit of this in it. Probably do a little bit of. There we go. Oh, have we just broken? Wow. So our legs snapped. Okay. But we are down. We are down. Turn the RCS off. We're down and we're facing upwards. So the legs just snapped. Oh, that's interesting. Right, we are down. Contract complete. We have landed on Mars. That's given us 750,000. Right, let's... that was terrible. So what we should have done is actually fired the engines pretty much all the way down. Or turned some of them off even, just to give us a bit of cushion there, I think. It's tight though. Those parachutes going at that distance is terrifying. Right, so let's see. Can we turn that on? Can we turn the mass spec on? Invalid situation. Okay, what's the problem with the image spectroscopy? It's situation Mars none. Can I force run it? Nope, stop it. That's interesting. So the image spec doesn't work. We got a bit of, that's an invalid situation. Are we? Infrared radiometer doesn't work. Mass spec is running. That's running. That's running. Visible's running. That's running. We only have to. So we don't get a sample collection. That's annoying. So we're looking at potentially over 90 days getting 210 from that, 140 from that, 50 from that. So we're looking at 340, 350, 410 plus a bit of that, 420 plus that, 450 science this potentially will get where are we at is what I want to know. We are Mars landed. It doesn't matter where, so we're not going to get extra of that. What about these ones? The Able Mons. So where did we actually land in the end? Oh wow, we actually came down really quickly. Okay, so we could actually just. Oh, mate, 1's there. Wow, that's crazy. So mate 1, we're just along from mate 1. I mean, it's not walking distance. Let's be honest. Right, we're going to rename this. We're going to check that we're going to shut down the avionics because it doesn't need that. We're going to rename vessel. We're going to get rid of the relay bit of this. So Mel 2 is down. Mission is complete. It is a lander. The rest of it should be gone now. So let's actually have a check. Get rid of that the way. Yeah, so Mel 1 is down. Where's Mel 2 gone? Oh, sorry, the Mel 2 is down. Where is... Oh, it's there. There is no Mel 2 anything else. Mel 1 is still to land. Right. Well, that's a success. I think the next time we'll go for the poles. Do I speed that up for you? I don't know. Do you want it sped up? Right, here we are with Mel 1, and we're going to do basically the same thing. We're going to put it into a polar orbit again, 90-degree orbit, but I'm going to leave it in that orbit because I had to think, and I thought, we've got tech on this thing. We've actually got tech on board. We've got to have a look. Where is it? Here we are. We've got all this equipment, and we can actually just use it. Like, this stuff can all be doing science for us while we're up here. So we're just going to turn it all on, get it all running, and it can do some additional science. We've got this equipment already coming to Mars. In fact, we've probably got better equipment coming. But this can cut down our time usage if we're not going to land this straight away. We might not wait 90 days because potentially we're going to have Space High. We're going to get some, there we go, Space High Midlands. This one here is 30 days. We can just gather that while we're up here. So we're going to leave that on. It will use a bit of power. Now let's just check what's our power usage. It's got about 4 hours of power usage. Right, we're actually going to turn it off. Are we? Let's just run it slowly. We've got 5 hours to do that. Right, okay. Yeah, we're going to turn it off. Let's just stop. In fact, you know what? Turn the transmitter off. What does that do? Very little. It does very little for us. So what we're actually saying is all this stuff is very critical for the old running of things. So we'll just turn that off, turn that off, turn that off, and we've now got 1 day. And then if I do that, we've got perpetual. So what we'll do is we'll execute this node, put us into orbit. We'll knock off, actually while I'm looking at it, we will knock off. Yeah, we've knocked off the battery concerns. This thing can just run, and when it runs out of battery, it can then wait. I think we've got it set for. Let's have a look. We got it set for low power, high power. On. High power off. Don't care. Okay, that's cool. So we can just do that. We'll just run it like that then. That's cool. That goes on. Yeah, that's going to be fine. So this thing's just going to speed through. It's going to do its little recapture. Where's Mars gone again? Where are you? Always so hard to find. I think because we're on the dark side of it. Oh, there it is. Is that no? That's probably a Milky Way nebula type thing. Anyway, it's round here somewhere, and I'm probably looking in completely the wrong place. Just to spin it around. Nope, can't see it. It will be there. It is. No, it's not actually that small, is it? So we'll just we'll bring this forward and let it do its thing. There we go. Beautiful. It'll sort itself out. 100 meters per second. What we are interested in is what's its final periaps going to be. Well, that's important because you can see it's going down. We need to make sure it pulls it up a bit. Tiny little burn. It's going to give us 2,000 left, and that's more than enough to circularize tight around the planet and everything like that. So that's not a problem. Here we go. We're getting the final burn, which is bringing our periaps up, which is what we want. We want to bring our periaps back up out of the atmosphere. Otherwise, we're going to hit the planet. Last time we landed the first one, I think I could have been a bit more gentle in my return, shall we say? But we'll see. Right, that's a little bit high for my liking. I wonder if we could do a little bit of put me on. Yeah, turn that off. I want to go. Where's my? Oh, I've lost it. Hello. Get rid of you. Where's my smart SAS? There we go. Right. Let's put you on. What do we need? Prograde or retrograde? Put it on prograde. That will put it somewhere. And then we'll play around a little bit with this. We've got inclination of 90. That's nice. I don't mind that. I will not offended by that. 90.04. It's actually gone down. That's actually really nice. Just keep it there. Keep it there. Don't touch anything. Do a bit of that. And when it gets there, there we go. And then I just want to pull this down. Just use a bit of RCS. To pull it down, we're going to pull it down to, oh, I don't know. Where do we want to pull it down to? Pull it down to 200, something like that. 250. It gives us a bit of leeway for when we're doing our second capture burn, which we will do over multiple turns with this. We'll actually take our time with it, I think, and try and get it right, because we are going to try and land this thing on the pole. I think that's what we have to aim for. I don't really want to end up with the same biome multiple times. It becomes a bit pointless then. This thing, I wonder if we can actually get it complete some of the missions as well. Right, yeah, take it down to 225. There we go. Right, turn off my RCS and shut down my avionics. There we go. And data auto. We're going to go back to here. We're going to turn all these things on. Whatever is supposed to be running. The temperature scan should be running. You should be running. You should be running. Telemetry analysis. We don't need an extra one. There we go. They are all just going to run. Isn't that nice? And we'll leave you in that situation. And then I suppose we should go and launch some craft to Jupiter. So let's get that done. Right. So before we send our craft off to Jupiter to try and orbit Ganymede and Callisto. Or Callisto, is it Ganymede? Yeah, I think that's what we're looking for. We have to see if there's any missions that will actually pay for it. Now, we don't have missions to orbit them. They are not there. We've got rover missions. We've got some flyby missions for other stuff. We've got orbital science probes for Jupiter, but we don't have one for those moons. So we're going to go for the Jupiter one primarily because the apoapsis required is above the orbit of both of those moons. So if we line up to do a perfect transfer to them, that's where we're going to be. It's the orbit we're going to have, and so that should be okay. We do have about 5 years to do it. That should be enough, I think. I hope. Let's hope. But yeah, let's get on with that, I think. All right, so we're just on the launch pad and we're waiting for our launch time. We're going to use the ascent guidance for this one, just to put it into plane of the moon, and then hopefully we should be going okay. Interestingly, the game is playing a little bit jumpy at the moment. I'm not entirely sure why. It's since the Mars landing we are a bit jumpy, and I'm not entirely sure why. So if something goes wrong here, I'm just hoping that we, number one, capture it, number two, that it's not something to do with a little glitch that we've developed. So we'll see. We'll let the ascent guidance to do its thing. We're going to actually try and put it into a 200 orbit while I think, which I think is the better one to go for. And there we go. We are off. Avionics are unlocked. Our main engines have started. The solids are about to ignite. There we go. Superb. And we are go off to orbit. We're going to speed this up immediately. We're on the red time. That's interesting. We are on the red timer, which means this is excessive. And of course, it's very loud right now. Very, very loud. We could zoom out. We can zoom out quite a bit. We'll get into the cloud there. We've lost one of our middle engines. That's interesting. So we have one of those engines out. The others should be able to counter it. I'm hoping. It will mean a slightly longer burn. What was the fault, though? What is the fault? What are we recording as the fault on this? Let's have a look. Oh, there we are. Just an airplane engine shutdown. No real details about it. Just a shutdown after 39 seconds of flight. So it wasn't at the start. It was 39 seconds in. That's very. I don't think we had one of those for a while now, have we? So yeah, that's a bit special. Solids are just just using their final bit of full fuel up, and that's them done. They're spent. We're just carrying that extra mass. Nay, I know we could improve this craft by putting decouplers on there. I'm well aware of that, and it's maybe something we shall do to get that payload to orbit up a little bit, just because I think for some of our missions we're just a little short of what I'd like. I'm getting a bit sort of stretched on things. We're going to have a stage on, off. What on earth have we got going on? Why are we not? Why have we not separated? Why are we not? Hello? Do a manual. Is it going to engage? I've had to do a manual light there. That's interesting. What on earth happened there? What on earth happened there? That was interesting. So we drifted for quite a while there without thrust. We now have thrust, but it was saying that there was lack of thrust. Was it because one of those engines went? Have we got it doing auto staging? Have I clicked it? Auto deploy antenna. Auto warp is on. Have we missed something? Is it auto staging? Support that. Auto staging is on. Wow, so there was something going on there that's a little special. We need to maybe figure that out. We of course are carrying the fairings a little bit higher than we would, well, for longer than we might like, because the ascent guidance doing it. I would probably be getting rid of them at 100 kilometers. It may not do it on this launch because it does tend to wait until it gets to a specific speed, a specific value, all that sort of stuff. We could even get rid of it now, to be fair. We are high enough up, there's almost zero drag at this sort of altitude for us, relativistically to what we've got going on. Yeah, we're still on the red timer. We're still, even with that lower stage kicked out, we are still on the red counter, which is interesting. I don't know what's going on with this craft. We have launched before, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. And we'll just take this up into the orbit now. So we'll get this stage out of the way. I shall join you in but a moment. Right, we're coming up to, we've got rid of the fairings. I had to do that manually. And is it gonna, yeah, we've got, so this stage is lit okay. So the fairings, I went a little bit ahead of where I think the auto guidance would have gone. But this stage has lit on schedule. We obviously don't have any solar panels and things like this on this craft, so that's not going to be a problem for us. We do have those two lovely thermonuclear generators on there that are going to provide the power for this thing. It's a multi-year mission, but it should be okay with those for a while. We do have better ones technically available right now, but this was of course built with older tech, and it provides the power we want. There's two of them that balance each other. It's very nice. We might put together another probe that uses the more up-to-date stuff, but at the moment we're okay without that. So let's have a look. How are we doing? How are we actually looking? We haven't even got our thing on. So where's our rendezvous planner? What are we looking like? Yeah, we're going to be close to the moon. That's really nice, actually. So we'll set this one up and see how it goes. This may go straight away. We've got about 3 or 4 days until the perfect time for departure. So I can either send this one up and depart it straight away, or we can just sit it in orbit and hope that it's got the delta V to get where it needs to do. It should be, because it's Jupiter. It's 7.5 kilometers per second. Should be more than enough. Oh, now that's interesting. We've had to fire that engine. Why have I had to fire that? That is not something we normally have to do. Is that because of the earlier issue? Wow, that is staggering. If that is the case, that is staggering. Although this is a heavier craft, I suppose. And I suppose we're just going to use this up. There we go. Right, okay. We have that. It is engaged. Right. Let us have a look and see about getting ourselves to Jupiter. So if we're looking at the little plots, we have a little point about there, which is in 10 days, 4 days, whatever. We have one there. This transit time is going to be about 2 years. We're going to have to do that if we're going to do this task. Anything up here is too long, so we have to go down here. What we're going to do is we're going to do a little zoom in to there. There we go. That looks juicy. That's 8 days though. What's it like over here? Let's have a look. This is a short transit time. Let's have a look at ASAP. It can go any time now, and it's 7,000. That is enough. We have enough in the tank to do it, but then the question is, the capture at the other end, is that enough to do what we need to do? So we're going to send this one straight away, I think. Create the node. And there we go. We're going to come out of there. Right, and there's the Jupiter encounter. So let's actually have a look at what's that doing for us. Where's it going to take us? That's taken us very close, actually, isn't it? Yeah. It's taking us polar as well, which I'm not a big fan of, but we can fix that. I think we can probably fix that with a little bit of burn here and there and everywhere and stuff. So we'll look at that as we're doing it. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. I think that's one we could go for. Yeah, I think let's live with it. I think. Yeah, so let's have a look. That's going to be in 50 minutes. What we'll do is we'll let this thing go on. Now the interesting thing is the whole craft was spinning quite considerably there. You can see it's got a bit of spin on it. It did not when it had finished its burn. So I'm concerned that one of the components of this has got some sort of phantom force in it. And we've seen this before, where they start to pick up a little spin just when they're sat or when they've decoupled something. There's some sort of interaction there. Right, it's a 4-minute burn, so it's most of this. We may have to engage the actual arrival stage to do this. We will definitely be using the RCS as much as possible. Try and reduce our delta V requirement, shall we say? All right, there we go. We're gonna execute that node. Let's have a. It's still holding a lot of roll on it, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I think that's even sped up since we had it on time warp. That's staggering. I'm just looking to see if it is actually slowing down. And I think it is. I think it is actually slowing down. It's just taking an age. So let's just do that. Let's see if it will actually slow down. Are we sensing it slowing? Is it actually going to run out of RCS is my big concern right now. We are drifting our apoapsis as well, which is going to throw off our final departure burn, which I really hate doing. I really hate doing that. That really annoys me. Right, come on, slow down. That does feel as though it's slower, but it's taking its time. Right, I'm going to let this get itself settled, and then we'll get ready for the burn. Right, we've now been doing this for about 4 minutes, and you can see our RCS is about to die. So at some point, I'm going to have to make a decision to cut the RCS and just hold it where it is. And I think that is what I'm going to have to do now. RCS is off. But we may have to do a manual burn on this. Bought node execution. We're going to wait for it to roll round. And then we're going to fire the engine at roughly the right time. Is what we're going to have to do, I think, because it is just not bringing it on board at the moment. Because we've got a slight spin, we are actually holding the fuel down at the bottom of the tank, so we're actually going to be able to. We don't need to ullage because of our little roll, but we're gonna have to play that a little bit. Do I need to? Will you do it if I do that? Yeah, there we go. Right, and right, come on. Now we're going to let it roll around. Avionics is unlocked. The problem I have is this thing will not light up. Right, are we ready? How many ignitions has this got? Has it got 3? It's got 2 ignitions. I could use the RCS for this. But it's risky. Turn the RCS, execute the next node. Turn the RSS on. It's now rolling faster. That's interesting. I bought that. Turn on to the node and fire the engine up. There we go. It's going to pull us round. It's going to go for it. There we are. Right. So we are now on our way. We do not have RCS on this stage. So once this is burned out, we are done. We're going to have to decouple it, use the RCS on the upper stage, which is annoying, but at least it makes maneuvering and stuff a little bit easier. I can't remember where we've got our antenna. We've got an antenna here. Do we have an antenna up here is the question actually I'm asking myself. Don't think we do. So the only signal we have is this, which is X-band. I don't think I've got an X-band system on the moon. I also don't know if the moon is anywhere nearby. I mean, we're aligned with the moon, but is the moon anywhere nearby? Oh, we've got a freezing moment. Right, where's the moon at? Actually, let's go back to where we are. Oh, here we go. Right, where is the moon in relative to us? It is over there. Oh, it is the worst. No. We might have line of sight. If I've got an X-band on the moon, we could actually get signal. So let's change this. Can we? Antenna targeting. Let's go for Vessel to target, no. Center of the body, moon. Moon. There we go. Expand, do we have anything? Close that. Have we got anything? It's active, it's idle, it's got antenna targeting, is doing something, is it? Possibly. Right, I'm actually now going to get this to do it. It's going to turn off and turn back on again. There we go, that's the burn gone. We don't have any RCS on that stage anyway, so it's not a big issue. And we are going to pop this up in time warp. Yeah, the reason I did that was because I actually think it's probably quicker when we were very low on fuel, and this engine is a bit of a beast when it's low on fuel. I wanted to use it up. We want to use it up. We want to get to stop us close. And actually, interestingly, the maneuver planner is better reaction time than I am. We could put it down to, you know, it'd be really nice if you could actually say this is the delta V, shut up for this time. Maneuver planner gets as close as I think you're going to get. It also will hold it on the node. So right, we're now leaving the sphere of influence according to the amount of delta V that we've put into this thing. This is the only thing that matters. This bit, don't really care about. All right. We got about 1:30 to go. We're running reasonably fast. Again, we're still in the red, and this thing should not be generating the red. So that's a concern. This up here, really nice to balance. You can see our RCS and stuff is really getting us close there. So there we go, shifting back to normal speed. Here we go. It's going to be close. Okay. Oh, we have got a little bit of RCS left. Interesting. Right, let's get back out here. Let's actually have a look. We look as though we're right on the line, actually. I cannot see a difference. How far off are we? Oh, have we actually got an encounter? Focus view. Have we got an encounter already? Oh, hold on, hold on. We may actually need to stop our RCS firing. This could be a really nice one, right? I don't think we have. I don't think we've got any RCS left. Yeah, we've lost it. Right, now the problem bit, I've got to decouple this. And that is going to be a problem because we're going to be over there. So let's just, there we go. That will have shifted us. Now, how much has that done though? That's the question. Has it thrown us off completely? Okay. Now we're going to turn the RCS on. We're going to, let's put us prograde. Let's see what's it doing. It is moving it. Okay. We don't have signal. That's interesting. So the comms leap that we did is not working. So we'll put the station back to target Earth. Let's have a look. Target Earth. Antenna targeting. Let's go for vessel, body center, alphabetical, distance, burst type. Oh, it's interesting. The Earth. There we go. What's that? Parent body, RF band, alphabetical, Earth. There we go. Close. So it's now aiming at Earth. Wonderful. Right. Let's have a look back here. Now, can I actually do? Oh, maybe we didn't have. Well, we did though, didn't we? So let's have a look. Can I do any? I can't because we have no control. Turn the RCS off. Close that down. Oh, that's move all nodes. Right. We're going to run this out a little bit. Oh, we get a second encounter in eternity. So that's in 7 minutes. That's about 2 years. We're going to keep running until we get a signal. Where are you? Where are you? Come on. It shouldn't be take too long. We're going to speed up a bit. Oh, we're jumping a bit now. Oh, it does not like that. Does not like that time warp. There we go. Right. Get the RCS on. Get me in prograde. And then, do I want to? Yeah, we'll do this now. We'll do a little bit of playing around with this. So, let's actually put a node in and play with it because we've got the ability to do that. It would be better if we weren't around so far away from the Earth, but yeah, we will cope, I think. This thing is not wanting to stabilize. It keeps generating a lot of roll. So I had to maneuver there. So we're on our way to the fly past the moon right now. Let's zoom out. Let's go have a look at, where are we? There you are, focus view. Thank you. Well, that's interesting. Currently we get a bump out, do we? So we hit that and then bump out. I am concerned that we are coming in a bit juicy hot. I think this transfer is not as nice as I was hoping for. Right. Where are we coming in at the moment? We're coming in the wrong side. We need to come on this side, don't we? Right, so let's have a look. What happens if we put a little bit of... No, that's not good. Bit of that in. Okay, that's better. Bit of this in. And a bit of that in. Let's pull this one up. Right. Bit of that. A bit of that. We're going to end up polar if I do this, aren't we? Can I switch it a bit? Like a bit of... That's not going to do anything for us, is it? That's not good either. Pull that back. Yeah, that's okay. Can we get it round is the question, isn't it? I think we can. I think we can level this out. I think we can make this nice. Now, which one do I want to aim for is the question. So if we set Callisto or Ganymede. Let's aim for this one. Set as target. I do not... Oh, there's the descending node. Oh, now that's interesting. Where's that? But I want my maneuver back. Wow, that was a big change all of a sudden. Ah, there we are. Right, so we've got 16 degrees. Bit more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh, we're about 3. How close can I get to Jupiter is the question. Well, that's what I want. I want my descending node there because it then means my ascending node is going to be out there somewhere. And that would be good for us. It would be very good for us. Right. We are still chasing that prograde marker. Wow. Is it actually... We are, and we are impacting our periaps and everything. So this thing is actually having a problem. So this is going to throw off our calculations considerably. Wow, how much fuel... What is going on? I think I'm actually going to jump away and come back to this craft because I'm convinced there is a problem with it. Although it seems to have now stabilized itself. Just as I say that. Right, put me on the node. There we go. That's... See, it moves quickly. Why was it having trouble before? It just changed direction really quickly there when I set its target and it's overshot. So what is that about? Is it got... It's like it's got a phantom force somewhere. Yeah, that is something going on. Right. Let's jump back out. I'll be back in a second. And there was a very strange glitch when we actually came back where the avionics turned on and off a few times. And then all of our stuff basically rearranged itself on the far left-hand side there, all the stages. So that's a bit odd. So we're gonna let's execute, but first we're gonna go back to here. Have a look. Right, we're heading out. That's our node. Now, one of the things I don't like is when you've got a node in place, sometimes it will not recalculate it when your orbit changes. Because it just goes, oh yeah, we'll take that into account, but it's fine. And I sometimes wonder whether that generates problems, if I will be honest with you. Oh, it's Callisto. I've actually zoomed in on Callisto. Right. Let's focus on Jupiter. Thank you. And I'm going to set Callisto as set as target. Right. Aha. There we go. We've got that strange jump again. So let's see if we can just maneuver it. Click here. I'm going to do a bit of that and a bit of that back. Right. Now that is interesting. That is interesting. That node is now moved. Was that because we changed the target? That's very interesting. No target. Right, we've got no target now. That's what we're going for. Let's execute that node. And let's see what happens. So this is a 9-second burn. We'll activate those engines once they've ullaged a bit. Hopefully we'll fire them again when we get to Jupiter, because that would be a problem if we couldn't. Right, so we're going to come out here. Let's have a look. How long are they going to burn for? 8 seconds. It says it's a 9-second burn. We've got to activate the engine, don't we? And there we go. It is going. We're going to jump back. Got the weird thrust noise now. There we go. Coming in, and hopefully it's going to spin around, come back, and it's going to put us on the right side. There we are. Perfect. I think that's perfect-ish. Perfect-ish. Right. Let us target Callisto again. What I want, yeah, perfect. So we're not perfectly aligned to Callisto, but when we capture, and let's actually check this. Let's have a look. Add maneuver. We're going to pull this back. We're going to capture. And there we go. That's going to give us, what's that? It's going to be a long period, isn't it? What's that? Oh, it's not too bad, actually. We can pull it down to there for 900. How much is it to take it all the way down to Callisto? It's going to take us down by... Oh, look at the... Wow. That is actually close, just on first attempt. So if we check the... Oh, this is beautiful, actually. Anyway, let's go back up here. So we go up here. We'll do that. And then up here, we're going to add a maneuver to fix the descending node, which is currently 13. We'll fix that with a little bit of stuff. Other way. How much is that going to require? It will require quite a bit, actually. What's that going to do for me? Keep going. Do a bit more. Right, that's about perfect. So what is that one? That's going to be 200. It's 1,200. So we've got about 6,000 to bring this down and capture. Okay, that's not impossible. It's not easy, but it's not impossible. We should be all right. Fingers crossed and all that stuff. If nothing else, we'll get a nice flyby, and then we can just set up for doing something. We'll figure something out. We'll do an impact if we have to. We've got better science on this thing, so flyby's flyby. The good thing is we're coming in the right directions. So yeah, I think we'll leave that up, actually. Yeah, I will. I'll leave that up. Come away from that. So there we go. So those are in. So this thing now has to depart the sphere of influence. It's going to take a day to do that. And while that's doing that, we could launch its sibling. But I think with the sibling one, we're going to go a little later. We're going to aim to go for that second window where it was the easier slowdown point. It takes a little more waiting. It's a little bit after this one, but it should mean that although we put a bit more money into, a bit more delta V into getting there, we actually have less to slow down when we get to Jupiter to get down to the right sort of position. So that's Callisto. Hopefully we can get another one to Ganymede. And what I will do is we shall rename this. Where are we? We shall rename you already to, let's say, rename vessel, Jupiter 1 Callisto. Is that correct? That's sort of correct. We're going to call you a probe. We're going to accept it. There we go. We've turned off all your science. Not sure if we needed to. Is there any science that we can actually get while we're flying through space, as it were? You know, just normal stuff. Let's have a look. Oh, this is also one of the broken ones, so we're likely to get a problem. Yeah, we've got unmet requirement for that. Are these going to be shielded? Oh, now that's interesting. That is not shielded. We don't have shielding. Those are not working properly, but these are all working. Now, is this because, did I remove these or did I position them differently? No, I did not. So these ones are working okay. That is interesting. What's it doing for our battery life? It's not terrible. I mean, it's not brilliant, but it's not terrible. So we'll do the setting up the system for low power and stuff. And that is going to be it. So that's going to be it for this episode. I think at the start of the next episode, I will launch the other one. Start of the episode, we'll start off with a departure and all that for the other one. And then we will look at, in the 40 days we've got before the next window, I think we'll see if we can send something to the moon. Something a bit bigger, something that we can test something with, because I need to put crew there at some point. So, yeah, if you want to see a crew-ish mission to the moon, please join me.